Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our first podcast show. I'm your host Ahmed, and this is the Digital Steps Podcast. In this podcast, we will be putting the spotlight on a variety of topics and discussions related to the marketing and digital world. And on our first episode as a digital agency, I thought it would be really nice to bring the CEO of our agency to tell us his story about how did he start this agency. So, good morning, Yazan.
Good morning, Ahmed.
How are you doing today?
I'm good, perfect.
This might sound a little weird, but
Yeah.
since we are doing this podcast and as I mentioned, as a digital agency, I really wanted to ask you, like since a long time, and I don't think there's a perfect timing than this to
Okay.
ask you how did you really start all this and how did you open your agency?
Okay,
So
that's a good
can you
question.
tell us
Sure.
about that?
Yeah, of course. It all started with a $1 investment.
$1.
Yes, it all started with a $1 investment.
Mm-hmm.
I remember back in Northern Cyprus, I was in my second year in university, and I was a nerd student.
Yeah,
You know?
I remember that.
Used to get
We,
straight
we
A's.
studied together.
Right. And exams day, people, my friends used to come to my house so I can prepare them for exam and teach
Of
them all that
course.
stuff. But I remember the moment actually when everything has changed. I went back, I finished exam, went back home. I sat on the couch and just going like usual, going through Instagram, just browsing. And an ad came, and I popped up and I was like looking into it. First of all, I wasn't really interested in any of this. Like, I wasn't into it. You know what I mean? It wasn't like something in my mind, and I wasn't into business at all. You know what I mean?
But that ad made you
Um,
click somehow.
yeah. So I just like saw the ad. It came across, and it's just like an ad was saying like, learn how to start your own business, basically. Okay. And it's just like, okay, let me have a look at it. I clicked on it, and it was a course. Okay. It was just a $1 course. You know what I mean? And I was like interested. Okay, let me just get through it. And I bought the course for $1. I went through it. It was a bunch of videos that teach you how to start your own business, basically. Okay. Along with it, they give you a coach. This coach who go through the course with you if you need any help and
Yes.
that. So I watched all the videos, and I was really interested. I was like, okay, that's different from what I'm doing right now, because what I think right now is just how to get A in school. You know what I mean?
Straight A's.
Exactly. So I didn't have any goals. I didn't have I don't know what I'm going to be doing later in my future.
And you were studying at that time automotive, right?
Yeah, actually, I changed my course a couple
Yeah,
of
he
times.
changed a lot, but
Uh,
what year was that was second year, yes?
Yeah, it was actually automotive engineer.
Automotive, yeah.
engineer, yes,
Correct.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and so when I actually watched the videos and I finished everything, and I called the coach and he explained to me all that stuff, and he was like, okay, to scale up now, if you want to go to to upgrade to the bigger course, basically, to the upgraded version of the course, you have to pay $2,000.
2000.
Yeah, and I didn't have any money at that time, because I was a
You were a
student, I didn't
student,
have any income and anything like that. So, but I remembered my girlfriend at that time. She's my wife right now, Moaha. I'm
Yes.
forever
Shout out to
grateful.
Moab.
Yeah, forever grateful for what she have done. She was very supportive. She had some money savings in her account. It was actually for her tuition fees, for her university. She had to pay that money back to uni in like a month and a half. Okay.
Okay.
And so it was a bit risky, but I went and asked her, can I have that money?
Yeah.
Just like, can I have $2,000? I want to buy an online course. She didn't ask me what was it, she just like, okay, but as long as you can actually give me, the money back before a month and a half, because I can want to pay for my university. Otherwise, she's
interesting,
out
yeah.
of uni, So I was actually, okay, I can do that. I don't know what made me take that risk, but I took it. Okay, and I took the $2,000 and I invested it in the course, and I went through that course. It was just another bunch of videos and all that stuff.
But on a bigger scale, like more
Exactly.
information, yeah.
Exactly, and and even like 2 more coaches that actually go through the
Oh,
course with
okay.
you. So I was learning everything from that course. I used to
Alright.
spend like around 18 hours a day.
Yeah, I remember
just
those
to-
days, like you just disappear, yeah.
Yes, yeah, and I actually was afraid not to give her the money back because I bought the course now. Okay, finished it. Now what?
Oh, yeah. What
You
next?
my girlfriend wants $2,000, back to pay her university, and I don't have any income to pay her back. All what I have is this course, which I didn't know what to do with it.
Yes.
So I was like, okay, I was freaking out. I was like, what I have done? I was just like, I wish I didn't do it.
Okay.
It's because like I was so afraid, and so after that, I was like, okay, wait a minute, I have this course, I bought it for $2,000. What if I can actually resell this course? So
yes.
basically, if since I bought it, didn't have anything to do with it. I just like I didn't have any interest in it in the beginning, and like, okay, it's if it was sold to me, then I can actually sell it to some people, other people who can be interested in it. So I was like, okay, let me sell other people products, and this course was actually the product. And I was like, okay, let me start texting people, just show them the product, so they can buy it and all that. So I was going, through Instagram and Facebook, texting a bunch of business owners and all that stuff.
Trying to reach out to your first
trying
client.
to sell the product. But first week passed and didn't have any sale. I was depressed. I was like, oh my God, I'm not gonna make it. Okay. Yeah, and the second week even passed and I didn't have any money in it. I was working really hard, trying to research, trying to find what I could do, what can I do to make this money back. And then I talked to this guy after 2 weeks, and I messaged him and I explained to him all the course and everything, what can it help you with and all that stuff. And he was like, okay, I'm interested, but let me think about it. Okay, and I was like, okay, all right, like all the other people.
Yeah,
like,
so
okay,
you're in this bubble of
I was like, oh, this is another one.
Yeah.
But I slept and I woke up the next morning and I found an email from the company saying that actually I received $500 commission because I made a sale.
500.
And that was the commission out of making that free seller product.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, this actually worked. I just
from that guy that you talked to him
yes.
the previous day.
Yes. And I actually like, wow, okay, this actually worked.
This is really nice. Yeah.
Yeah. And okay, this is working, but I still have 1,500 left.
Yes.
I need to pay her back as soon as possible, and then we still have like 4 weeks to go.
But that first 500,
it gave me a boost.
Yeah, it boosted you. Yeah.
Okay, good. That works. I'm sure it works. The way I was doing it is correct. I just need to do it more.
Correct.
And I kept doing it, texting more people, approaching them, helping, explain to them everything. And then 2 weeks later of that, I made over, I think, as I remember, it was like $5,000.
5,000 in 2 weeks.
Yes, and I actually, I paid her money back on time.
Of
and
course.
I was like, okay, that's cleared. Okay, now what? Now I was like, there's another course, an even more upgraded version from that course.
Better version.
Right.
Yeah.
That actually for $10,000, right? And if I sold that, I would get like a $2,500 commission. It's like, interesting. Let me go through it. Let me go. So I wanted to buy it, but I didn't have the 10,000.
Of course.
So I only had I remember had only 2,000 or 3,000, as far as I remember. And then that course had installments. I can pay down payment, and then you can start with it.
Yeah.
And all that. So I paid the down payment of $3,000. And
which is a good thing, you didn't have all the money at once.
Yes. So I got the down payment and got started with the course, and I started selling it. In 6 months period, I made over $53,000 in sales from these courses. Right.
6 months.
Yes, in 6 months.
That's big.
Yeah,
that's really big.
Yes, and I was like super amazed, like, wow, what I have done, like this is really good, and this is working for me, and it's a life changer,
Of course.
Because all what I was thinking of on that day is like before 6 months ago, I was like, how to get A, how to
how to finish this course and graduate and all that.
Exactly, but now it's like different goals, even bigger goals. I'm making money while I'm actually studying.
You're in the real world right now.
Somehow you can call it that. And I was like, okay, that's really nice. Let me. But one moment, after I actually invested all the money back and I made good money, I was like, okay, wait a minute, now what?
Nice.
I was like, okay, I'm selling other people's product, right? But what if this business is out of business? I was like,
true,
right? I'll be out of business too.
Yes.
So I was like, was thinking to get away, like, okay, all the people who buy these courses are business owners who are trying to learn how to scale
And
their business
start their
online,
business,
you know what I mean? So I was like, what if I can do it for them instead of them learning? I was like, wait a minute.
Okay.
So I'll have my own product or my own service and actually do it for them, you know? So, and from there where I started actually the agency. Yeah. And, you know, it all started from there. I just used to do it online for people, you know, for influencers in the US, all around the world as well. And then I took it step again to going to offline businesses. And the first business offline was a restaurant back in Northern Cyprus in Gurney.
Yes.
I think you know it too.
Yeah, that was the place that we studied in.
Right. So yeah, and then, you know, it all started from there. I used to work on everything myself, and then my wife Moab used to help me as well with it, and we
Yeah, big thanks and support to Moab.
yes.
So from like, yeah, instead of selling this course, you get the knowledge out of it, and then you started selling them the service
Right.
instead of the course.
Exactly.
That's really interesting. You know, it
Yeah.
took you like, and it didn't take you that much time to realize, okay, like
Yeah.
what can be the next big move, which is
Right.
really like a good move that you took back then.
Even though I used to have like I used to get like good money out
Yeah.
of this course, but
But you were thinking ahead, like
exactly.
what
I was
next?
like, okay, wait, I need this for myself. You know what I mean?
That's
And
like
then how I started this. Yeah.
that's really amazing. And I don't believe anybody in the office really knows about
No,
the story, right?
no
Like-
one knows about this story. Actually, this is the
This is
first
the
time
first
I
time,
say
right?
the story. Yes.
Okay,
yes.
guys, we got the exclusive story right here in the Digital Sebs podcast.
Right.
Remember that.
That's true. Yeah.
So from a $1 investment to getting your first 500, and if I'm not mistaken,
Right.
you're working now with a $1 billion company, right?
Yeah, that's true. Right now we're handling account for $1 billion company in Dubai. That's true.
That's really big. That's really huge, you know. And how long did that took you? A couple of years?
Yeah, it's just like a couple of years. I'm back in 2014, 15, beginning of 15, something like that.
That's really amazing. I mean, I want to say I'm shocked from knowing all these details that I didn't know before, but
Right.
I'm just really shocked.
Yeah.
I'm just so. What made you like you were getting a lot of good money?
Right.
You were, you know, let's say living the internet lifestyle,
Okay.
and
You got that from my bio, right?
yes. So, what made you open an agency? I mean, you're providing people with services which, like, you could have done on your own,
Yeah.
but why open an agency?
Yeah, actually, that's a good question. Actually, I wanted, you know, that feeling I had when I actually sold my first sale, when I got my first 500 commission. That feeling I had is the feeling that I want to give to all our clients.
Yes.
That feeling I had is, I can't even describe it, but it's everything to me. You know, that what drives me, you know, in the morning, that what's actually keep me doing what I'm doing right now. I want every client that we work with to have the same feeling I had when I first got my first commission, basically. And you know, it's just it was just a life changer, and it was really,
of course, that's
really
like
a good feeling to have, you know, just like in general, basically.
that's really like I don't believe I have the right words to say what I want to say, but that's a great story. That's
Well, glad
a
to have
great
you.
story.
Here you go.
So, your last tip, give us a tip.
A tip.
Yes.
I would say, you know, be open-minded to try anything. You know, just be open-minded to, try, you know, anything ahead. Like anything comes across you, just give it a try. Don't be closed-minded. You know, just ignore anything. You know, that moment when I had the ad, if I didn't click on it, I wouldn't be here. You know,
Of course,
if I
yes.
didn't, you know, even if I clicked on it, I didn't check out with that $1, I wouldn't be here where I am right now, right? So it's just like you're one step away. You know,
You just have to try.
You just gonna
You just
try
have,
it.
like,
You just, you know,
Even if it's the wrong step, like you learn something out of it.
exactly. You always learn. You'll never lose anything, right? from that, you always just, learn from it. Um,
And your story is like a proof to what you're saying right now.
exactly, 100%. And that's why I keep on saying, like, just try it. Just keep trying.
No matter what are the consequences,
No
just
matter
do
what,
it.
just keep on trying, and just and eventually you will land on the exact vehicle where you want always to be.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
And
Yeah.
thank you for sharing that exclusive story with us.
Here you go. You have it.
And we're like, I hope that you join us on another day, on another episode.
Absolutely. Just call me.
So have a nice
All right,
day.
man. All right. Thank you.
Thank you
man.
so much.
Thanks.